I'm telling you lot now, yeah? I'm not responding. I'm not. I can't. It's a good song. I'm not gonna lie, it's a good song, but it's a bit too lukewarm. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's a bit too lukewarm for me. After 2 days, you come back with this. This is the response. This is it.
Hi guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Crystal Tonabo, and in today's video I want to talk about the whole Stefflon and Jada Kingdom beef that has been going back and forth the couple of days. And yeah, I've been like sort of listening to the diss tracks that they've been sending back and forth to each other. But at first, like I don't really understand patois, so obviously if you listen to it and like the first time, there's a couple of things that will fly over your head. But I decided to like go back and re-listen to everything again, especially since Stefflon has released her third, if you like class it as like how many things she's released talking about Jada. But yeah, like Stefflon just today, this morning, has released another diss track on Jada. Like I've done like my little research, and I've like broken down like every single song and like literally like done it bar for bar, and like, you know, what people are saying. Some things like in certain songs are very like repetitive, and I was like, I'm not really gonna go over that because you sort of said that in your last diss. I've actually gone back and listened to some bits, and I was like, okay, Steph had some good parts compared to Jada. Like Jada did wash Steph on everything, but I still think that, like, you know, there's some bits that I sort of picked up that Steph said that were actually, you know, good, like had good punchlines. And to be quite fair, I'm not really the, you know, we get it. Some people don't like the back and forth, the beef, but I really live for, and I love a good, you know, penmanship. I love it when artists go into the studio and actually show off their pen. Like, this is what I can write in 24 hours. I'm going to submit something and I'm going to come for you. I'm going to do my research. I'm going to tell the world what I know, and I'm just going to come through. I'm going to have punchlines. I'm going to come with, especially in Jada Kingdom's, like speaking about Jada specifically, she had flows, she had cadence, like incredible. So yeah, like it all started with Stefflon Don when she released a song called Dat Dat about like 6 days ago, and currently the song has on YouTube has 6,802,000 views, 24,000 likes, and this number 10 on trending. And yeah, I took like a couple of bars because the song wasn't really like it's still like it started off the whole beef. It started off the whole you know, that's the reason why Jada responded and stuff. But I don't really class it as a diss track because it was a lot of subliminals. It was, you know, Stefflon, and Steph carries on doing that in the rest of her other disses, where she just talks about herself more than she talks about, like, you know, Jada. Top girl never sell pussy yet. Like, I haven't sold my my cooch out like you. Like, me and you are not the same. Like, I don't sell myself out to different man. Steph says, you never F my man, that girl. Like, you never, you know, speaking about Burna, because that's how like started, that's how it basically started, like them going back and forth about Burna Boy, because apparently Burna Boy slept with Jada. But also Burna Boy didn't do himself any favors because he put in a song that the best pom pom is in Kingston. And obviously, like, how embarrassing is it that the man that you like says that the best coochie is in Kingston, where you're from, right? Both of you are Jamaican, you're from Kingston. And he doesn't even mention your name. He doesn't say like, oh, the best pom pom is in Kingston, da 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 da. Because we could have been like, oh, he's probably talking about Steph because his girlfriend's Jamaican. But he says a different girl's name. He says Jada Kingdom's name. He says the best pom pom is in Kingston. That's why I buy a Birkin for Jada Kingdom. Like, if that was like he would never be my man anymore. Like, no man would embarrass me like that. Like, it's different even him saying that, like, you know, I bought a Birkin for Jada. And I think at the time when he did that song, him and Steph were not together because they've been breaking up, getting back together, breaking up, getting back together. They've been like back and forth for a while. But like, there's no way that song will have to be scraped from the internet. But there's no way that that a man will say that the best pom pom is where you're from. Like, you know, the best pom pom comes to your country, but he doesn't even mention your name. He says a different girl's name. And I think that's what sort of was like made Steph had the, that's what we think as like the viewers, that's how Steph had got the problem with Jada. But yeah, so Steph then says, you never F my man that a girl, so you never, you never slept with Burner, like you're not gonna go around saying that. And then she says, tell Twinkie this, that, me a set, like I think Jada Kingdom refers to herself as Twinkle, but Steph London like plays and messes around with her name and says Twinkie, calls her Twinkie, which is also like an American snack. Like I think it's the little cake with the, like, it's got like some cream in the middle. So it's also like, and you can also refer to someone as Twinkie when they're like, you're small, you're a twink, you're a nobody, like you're a Twinkie. So it's like, tell a Twinkie that this is what I'm on. So obviously that's why, Jada, after this came out, she, went on Instagram, like on her story, and added Steph London and was like, I've been asking you, you've been subbing me for a while now, I've been asking you, is this me that you're talking about? At first she said no, you blamed your manager, but now you're actually playing with my name now. You're calling me Twinkie when you know that my name is Twinkle. You're talking about, your man made a song saying, best pom is in Kingston, like I'm putting 2 and 2 together, so just know that I've got something coming for you, sort of thing. Yeah, there's quite a lot of gun bars in the song. Steph is saying, how much she's a don, playing wordplay on her name, Steph London. She's from London, but she's also a don. She also says, type was a girl, no fight over man. Like me, I don't fight over man, because like, I'm a baddie, like I don't need to fight over a man. But obviously there's a lot of times where Steph contradicts herself, like just, she says something, does the other thing, or like says something else in a completely different bar. And I'm like, I know you're in a rush, and I know that there was like a time limit in getting the beef out, but did nobody in the studio say, hang on a second, that doesn't sound right? Or people are gonna like just pick apart her bars and say, maybe it's not good to write this if you're gonna write this in the next sentence. So because it says type was a girl, no fight over man, but Burner is mentioned a couple of times, well, like not mentioned, but like she's alluding to Burner a couple of times. So it's like, if you're not really fighting over man, then why are you responding, or why are you like even like mentioning it, sort of thing. She calls Jada Kingdom a backroad girl. Says a backroad girl, it never you, me a chat. Like I was never talking about you, but obviously it's still, yeah. So she said backroad girl, it never you, me a chat. But if the cap fits, you can wear it. That. So like she says, like, she refers to Jada as a backroad girl, which is also like, I'm guessing the name for like a prostitute or something. She says like, I was never talking about you, like I said, but if the cap fits, you should wear it. And that's that, like, and that's what the song is. I'm guessing that's what Steph did the song about, like that, like this is me saying what I'm saying, and that's it. But then you can't say things about people and sub people and then sort of gauge the response. You can't like pick and poke at somebody, engage them and say, oh, well, you can't say this, you can't say that. No, you sub the girl. The girl said, well, it's me, the cap fits me, like, so I'm gonna go in the studio and I'm gonna show you what this pen can do, which I love. So yeah, so then she says, me know me is a rebel, me not sit down and chat, me elevate, me not look back, like make you say you dip on me level, you bumble clap mad, like basically saying that like I don't need to talk, I know who I am, I know I'm a rebel, I know I'm a baddie, I know I'm a don, like I don't need to sit down and talk about it. I'm elevating, I'm never looking back. So basically like alluding that Jada's beneath her. And then she's saying that like make you say like why do you think that me and you are on the same level? Like you're crazy. And I do think obviously like coming into this beef, like I know about Jada, I know about Stefflon Don. I think with Jada, I knew her from I know a couple of years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago, she was beefing with Shantia, who's another like Jamaican artist, and yeah, she released a diss track towards Shantia, and that sent shockwaves, and obviously Jada was trending. So obviously people were even saying that like, did Steph not see that the way Jada did Shantia, like was she not scared like this was gonna happen to her, sort of thing? Because that one thing that Jada knows how to do is write a good pen. Like she has a good pen, she knows how to write, go into the studio, like this is Jada's talent, like she's good at that. And yeah, so that's how I like found out about Jada. So going in, I knew that obviously if you look at hits for hits, Steph has a lot more hits, like 16 Shots has done well, Her to Me, has done well, like musically, like she's got hits on hits on hits. Compared to Jada, like Jada doesn't have the same numbers in terms of Spotify listeners, like especially even like views on YouTube video. Like it doesn't compare to what Stefflon has. So going into this, I was like, oh, on paper, Steph is the bigger artist, and people are going to expect her to do better. But at the same time, we didn't think that this was how, I mean, from the way Jada did Sincere, like it sort of would have been known. But yeah, like it's crazy. Like Jada went into the studio and finished Steph. So then Jada responds, her official response, like she even takes a picture of Steph, like her old body. Like, so I think like she's alluding that obviously Steph has got her body done. So she took a old picture of Steph on stage where she was looking a little bit, she had eaten a big lunch that day, took a picture of that, like X her eyes out, like she put this track, she called it London Bed. There was no ifs and buts of who I'm speaking to, like there's no subliminal. She just said, this is my target, and I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna come up off you. Like it's gonna take everybody and everything to come up for me to come up off you right now. So London Bed currently is at 1 million views. Crazy, 1 million views. And the reason why I'm gonna dwell into the views at the end a little bit more, because I think that has a part to play in everything, mainly on Steph's side. But yeah, so London Bed by Jada Kingdom has the most views out of anything that both of them have dropped. 1 million views, 66,000 likes. So it's like people have liked that. It has 3 times the amount of likes than Steph's Data That had. And it's number 3 trending. So yeah, like that was, Jada, her success. So the sample that Jada actually used is from Burna Boy in the beginning, saying that like, and this best pom-pom is in Kingston. So me buy a Birkin for Jada Kingdom. Like, yeah, so the best pom-pom is in Kingston. I'm gonna go buy Jada Jada Kingdom a Birkin, like sort of thing. And I don't know whether she came up with that, or because I did see on Twitter that somebody had taken that and put it on Twitter. So I don't know whether she saw that and was like, oh yeah, because somebody put on Twitter like, oh, Jada's better than me, because I would have responded with this clip and I would have kept it pushing. So I don't know whether she took that and was like, let me actually use that, or was she planning on using that before? Me couldn't make a waste boy trap me with no picking data you. Why go find your mom big hole for jump through? Like, I don't know, I was just typing a lot of stuff, but it's like basically she's saying that you couldn't, like, I'm not like you. Like, I'm not gonna let a waste boy, like a good for nothing man, trap me with a little child. That's you. Go find your mom's big hole. Like basically calling her mom a hole, like referring to her mom like her mom is run through, basically. So says that go find your mom's big hole that you came from. Go the fuck up and argue with your age group. You was a man clown, and that is the truth. Like, go argue with your age group. I didn't know, obviously, like Stefflon Don is 32 years old. Jada Kingdom is like 25, 26, if I'm guessing. Yeah, but Jada, I think the last time like Jada is in her 20s, mid-20s, and Steph is like her early 30s. So yeah, Jada Kingdom is saying, go find someone your age group to argue with, because I'm way too young for this sort of thing, and that you're a man clown, like you're clowning yourself for a man, like Burna Boy, and that's the truth. That's where it came from. Like, so Steph, and I think there's a bar that Steph says in her next diss to Jada, saying that I actually wasn't talking about Burna Boy, I was talking about something else. Like, I had a problem with you before the whole Burna Boy came thing. But Jada is saying that like, no, you do have a problem with me because of Burna Boy. I also want to bring up like something that was like a hypocrisy that like people have been talking about, because like basically like as of today that I'm making this video, which is the 13th of January, and obviously Stefflon Don has made a diss this morning, basically like after like the Stefflon Don dropped the diss, like I think Steph's mother then tweeted something basically comparing Nicki Minaj and what Nicki Minaj's brother and the whole trial and him being like convicted for what he's done. She started comparing that to Stefflon Don and Dachavelli, and and obviously I was like, oh, when the Babs find you, like you like you are done, sort of thing. But like so, and also I think people were putting links because Nicki Minaj and Jada Kingdom still follow each other. But one thing that like I want to bring up, which was very hypocritical, which is on Steph's part, was that, you know, she's arguing with somebody. You know, Steph is 32, Jada is like 25, like mid-20s. But yet when Nicki and Cardi were sort of arguing with each other and going back and forth with the whole Harper's Bazaar fight when Cardi threw a shoe at Nicki, sort of thing, I remember Steph sort of writing to Nicki that like commenting to Nicki that, oh, you're way too old for this, like you're a queen, act like it. So I think it's very interesting that, like, you know, she's not really taking her own advice. Like, you know, it's you're calling someone else, like, you know, argue with your own group, argue with your age group, like you're older than Cardi, like you should know better, and you're a queen, act like it. Just like Steph is saying that, oh, I'm elevated, I'm here, you're there. Like, well, why didn't she act like it? Why is she still going back and forth, dropping diss track number 3 on Jada? Like, you're not taking your own advice. So Jada then proceeds to say, you say his cock is small and he's a mama's boy. Little bitch, move on, you must delulu. Your body hole named London bed. Your mouth fuck up. That's why your man left. Like, saying that, like, basically, I don't remember the one about his Burna Boy's D being small, but I remember because Quiddy Sheldon, who's like another content creator on this channel, on YouTube, sort of making a video about it. And like I remember Stefflon Don, or Denby reports that Stefflon Don said, especially when, like, you know, Last came out by Burna Boy, Stefflon Don said something about that, you know, about Burna Boy being a mama's boy, and everybody who knows Burna and about Burna Boy knows that, like, his mom is, you know, has been the reason why his career, about his, not even career, but his work ethic is so strong, because she's just like, she's there to like pull him up and like, you know, support him. Like, you know, she's his momager, but like she does her job very well. So I think I remember Stefflon Don, there being reports that Steph had said that, like, you know, Stefflon, like, that Burna is like a mommy's boy, so like, you know, almost like want to diss him, sort of thing. But Jada's saying that, like, you're delusional, like you're doing all of this like because you're just obsessed with him, you're obsessed with the situation. And she said that your body hole is named London bed, meaning that, like, everybody, it means like different meanings. Like London, what I'm getting at is London, like, bed, like everybody has slept in it, everybody's laid in it, like it's for everybody. Like London is a big city, like has a very big population, like millions of people live in London. So she's saying that, you know, millions of, like, many people, not millions, it's a bit of an exaggeration, but many people have, you know, run through you, and your mouth is fuck out, like your mouth has been overused. That's why the man has left. Like, basically, you're, you know, sort of, it's a like a rebuttal to Steph's first song, where she was like, oh, one man to me, like I'm with one man, whereas you're with every man. But Jada's like, no, well, your booty hole, like I think she was very specific. She was like, your booty hole is actually, it's called London bed. Everybody has run through that, but also your mouth is overused. That's why the man has left you, sort of thing. And then I like this part that Jada says. She says, bust a move and reach me anywhere me day. Like, it means two things. Like, bust a, like, you know me, you know where I'm at, like, it's easy. Name a place, name a time, me and you can get this, you know, we can get this popping, we can get this scrapping. Like, name a place, name a time, I'll meet you, we can get to, like, these hands will get to work, sort of thing. Which is also saying that, like, that's why she responded, like, you know me, if you give me an inch, you let me know that, like, I'm talking about you. You said Twinkie when my name is Twinkle. You said, you know, you were going for me anywhere, any place, I'm there. Like, I'll respond to you. It's not a thing. Like, you know, look what I did to Shensia. Anything, like, I'm there, sort of thing. Let me know how I'm doing. Like, I'm not Jamaican, but this is what I'm interpreting. You're not bad from nowhere. Like, you know, you're not intimidating me. Like, nobody's scared scared of you. I like this part as well where she says, you little chump change, use a little chump change, put a price upon your head, like talking about a bounty. Like it means two things. It's maybe Jada saying, listen, I'm so rich that I can put a price on your head, like it's nothing to me, like anything, like any little thing, and anybody will get the job done. Like that's who I am. Like I can just put like any bit of money to me, like it's chump change. I can just put it on your head and that'll be you. That's you done. Or also it's saying that like Stefflon Don is so worthless. You're not even worth me putting a good bounty on your head. Like even if I was to put a bounty on your head, it wouldn't be in the millions. It wouldn't be in the 100Ks because you're not worth anything. It will be a little bit of chump change because you're a nobody. And then obviously she addresses the whole Dutchavelli thing and she says your P file. Like I don't really want to say certain words because I don't want to get like flagged or blocked or anything like that on YouTube. So it rhymes with speedo. So your speedo, in the north of England we say nonce as well, like nonce. It just means that like people like the same word as file, like speedo file. So yeah, so he's like so your addresses that. And also like obviously Stefflon Don's brother was, I'm gonna say alleged because he wasn't like convicted or charged, not that I know of it, and obviously I don't want to get sued or anything like that. Like you can't just, I don't know, everybody thinks that they're a journalist nowadays, but obviously I actually have a degree, first class degree in broadcast journalism. And one thing that I learned in the law, like in my law, like the law part of journalism, is that you actually have to get these things right. Like can't go around saying, oh, this person has done something when they haven't, because you can get into a lot of trouble. So obviously he was alleged to have done that. And I don't know, I think what the mom posted on Instagram, she was obviously comparing Nicki Minaj's brother to Dutchavelli and was saying that like obviously Dutchavelli was freed and obviously Nicki Minaj's brother is doing time for it. So yeah, she was obviously like doing a comparison and stuff like that, which I don't know where Nicki Minaj came from, but once again I think it's because obviously Steph and Nicki don't really, there's like ums and ahs about them getting along, and also Jada and Nicki still follow each other. Yeah, but I don't really see what it's got to do with Nicki, but obviously if the Babs come swinging, I don't want to hear anybody crying because you mentioned Nicki's name, here come the Babs basically. So so then Jada says, she says something, she says like, good pussy must sell. Like one thing that Jada throughout this whole thing has been honest about, she's been honest about how like she is a hoe, like she would admit it. I think there was a thing where somebody said that like she slept with like 10 men for 10 grand or something, or she slept with somebody for $10,000 like dollars or something, and Jada came out and was like, actually I did sleep with him but I didn't get 10K, I actually got 35K. Like, so Jada is not hiding from the fact that she's a hoe, and I think that's why like every time that Steph mentions that she's a hoe, it's still a diss, but it's not hitting. Like it's like almost like throwing punches in a fight, but it's not connecting. Like it's not connecting because this is somebody who is a proud hoe. Like she's said like, I'm a hoe, I do hoe stuff and I get money for hoeing, so you can't really shame a hoe, if that makes sense. So then she says, the man tell me say you never want to be a stepfather, I him you because little idiot girl. So that was crazy. But one of the things that is the word tell, when she says tell, the man tell me say, like she's saying that Bernard told her. It's not really like a lot of the the this is both on Steph and Jada's part is people saying, oh well like I think this or I heard this. But when you say that somebody told you something, especially when it's like the man that you claim, like Jada saying that the man that you claim, the man that you like so much has told me. So I don't know whether it was before or after their little link up. So he told me that he didn't want to be a stepfather. Do you know how crazy that's like? Do you know how crazy that is? That like you have a son out of wedlock, and obviously this. So basically, it's alluding to the fact that this man doesn't really claim your son, or he doesn't really like he doesn't he doesn't see himself being a stepfather to your son. Like crazy, right? And it's like, and she says like, that's who you should go for. This man told me that he didn't want to be a stepfather to your son. Go argue with him, go take it out with him. Don't come like, why are you coming at me? Like, this man said that he didn't want to be your son's stepfather. Like, go cuss him out. Yeah, and then she says like, she starts saying all the things that Berna has given to her, or like what she's earned from dealing with Berna. So she says like £500,000 in a pounds. That was like half. So Berna must have given her £500,000. Jet to Paris, like taking her to Paris, a couple of Birkin bags, and a new watch for my wrist. And then she says, and now she's gonna use like the money like to invest in some property, and and watch the money flip. And then she says like, it's just a normal day checking on a bad bitch. I've got my turn, I'll gladly take it. So that was like, once again, different things. Like obviously, it's her saying that like, if a man wants to trick on me, if a man wants to give me money and spend on me, I'm not gonna say anything. But it's her saying like, it's just my turn, I'll gladly take it. Like, so she's alluding to the fact that like, how many girls has Berna given this to? Like, that's not what let's actually zoom into this statement. Like, how many girls, like basically she's saying like, it's almost like a wheel, there's all different girls, and this was my turn, this opportunity landed on me. So I hope that you're also understanding that like, there's different girls in this equation as well. And then she says like, so what you are gonna do about that? And from you seen say a girl fuck your man, you flop, like, when you heard about the fact that like, oh, she said like, what are you gonna do about that? So what are you gonna do about your man give me all this money and give me all of this? Also, from the time that you saw that, a girl has slept with your man, now you're flip-flopping, now you're acting crazy, sort of thing. And then she repeats the whole London bed chorus thing. And then she says that like, every time you come yard, pussy gets passed around. Your friends say you love pop pills and eat ass and bear funny stuff. So she says like, every time you come to the yard, I'm guessing every time you come back to Jamaica, you get passed around, your coochie gets used. Your friends, once again, saying like, one thing I love about a beef and a diss, and when people are like dissing each other, you've got to state your source. Like, you're gonna write an essay, we learn this in university. When you're writing an essay, you put that Harvard reference in and you state, this is where I got my information from. And she's saying, your man told me this, your friends told me this. Your friend said you like to pop pills, you like to pop pills and you eat the booty. Now, hey, people are allowed their fetish. To me, disgusting, but people allow their fetish. She likes it, she likes it. It's her business what she does in her bedroom. But then she says, okay, like, your friend said you pop pills, eat ass and bear funny stuff. Well, go to Dubai and let them take your face and shit it up. So she says that like, if you like to eat the booty, well, go to Dubai, because if you know about Dubai is like known for like, especially the IG models that be going to Dubai. A lot of them, there's this whole Dubai porta potty thing, where these Instagram models get paid to go to Dubai, get flued out, and they get paid a sum of money for these rich men to do the business in their mouth. Not number one, number two, do number two in their mouth. Once again, when it's like curiosity killed the cat, I will not get my innocence back after seeing that video. Like, I remember Dubai porta potty was trending on UK Twitter. I said, oh, maybe like a porta potty has burst in Dubai or something. Like, I wasn't thinking about. I clicked the link and I nearly dropped my phone. I was like, what the hell am I looking at? There was a video of a woman I would never wish that video on my worst enemy. It was a girl getting a number two all in her mouth. I was like, that is so filthy. That was so disgusting. So she's like, since you like to do that, since you like eating the booty, go to Dubai and let them do that to you. Go find a surgeon that messed up your tummy tuck, saying that Jada's body Stefflon Dump's body is botched, saying that says, go find the boy who will give you bun and fuck your meds up. I'm guessing she's saying that like, go find the guy that got you pregnant, and also like who messed up your medication, like you probably haven't taken your medication, you're crazy, sort of thing. She says underneath you is full of stink and pus. She says, me hope your broke baby father learn him lesson, and you need to stop pimp out the little gal. So she says like, I hope like your baby brother, your broke baby father. So she not only addresses like people in her family, Jada says that your broke baby father, I hope he's learned his lesson. I hope he's learned his lesson, like having a baby with you and doing soul ties with you. And also she calls him broke. Says that your baby father is a nobody. Jada saying that at least I get money for men dealing with me. Like, you let a broke, like, waste man, as she says in the beginning, get you pregnant. And she says, and you need to stop pimp out little girl. So somebody put this on Twitter, but I think it must have gone over my head. But I think like it's referring to Stefflon Don's sister. I forgot her name, but Stefflon Don has a little sister, and Jada Kingdom is alluding to the fact that Steph might be pimping out her little sister. Yeah, who's in like her early 20s or something. And she said, like, you're too effing careless for a big woman. You must run a whorehouse up in London. Like, she says, you should know better as an older woman. You've got all this money, you've got all this success. Like, stop pimping out your little sister. Like, you should know better as an adult, as an older woman, sort of thing. And she says, you must run a whorehouse up in London. Like, you must run a whorehouse where you must be doing the work, as well as like making, your little sister, I'm alluding to what Jada's saying, do the work for you. And then she says, no like a bitch compress me, that a one, old foot, no step to me about no man. So like, nobody compress me, like, you're not gonna step up to me, like, nobody has done it and been able to do it to me. That's firstly. And also, you're not gonna step to me about no man. Like, I'm not arguing with you about a man, especially one that I don't want, because Jada is in a relationship with Paddison Fontaine, who is Megan Thee Stallion's ex-boyfriend. So she says, I'll make a boy shoot up your colon, and you are just another weakling, you are not a don, and could never be a threat, you are just a fan. So she's saying that, like, I'll let somebody shoot up your colon. So Steph got a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, which is like an expensive car, from Burna Boy. People are alluding that she got it from Burna Boy, but she said, oh yeah, I'm gonna get someone to shoot up your Cullinan, and you're a weakling, you're a weakling, you're weak, you're a nobody, like, you're not a don, and you could never be a threat to me, like, you're not threatening me, you're just a fan. I must drop this, I need to drop this because your PUSSY is as big as London Bridge. So I'm trying to like block out some of the cuss words, just in case like people are a bit sensitive to it. But like, yeah, she's like, yeah, your coochie is as big as London Bridge. Like, so she's not only talking about her booty hole, she said the coochie as well is as big as London Bridge. And my word is London Bridge big. So and then she repeats the whole you're about to hold name London bed, chorus thing. So that was a crazy diss. It was good. There were so much more like just verses in there than Steph's original one. But like, obviously the first one, even though Steph was subbing Jada, like I said, it wasn't really it wasn't a diss originally. So like, this is Steph's response, and I will say that I was very disappointed. Obviously, upon first listen, I didn't listen to it all the way, and then obviously like I've listened to this now almost like 3 times now, and obviously like after the 3rd time I was able to pick apart some bars. But overall, this song by Stefflon Don, the Dead Girl Walking, so Steph then drops Dead Girl Walking, it's currently at 613,000 views, it has 27,000 likes, and it's number 6 at trending. So it didn't do as well as Jada's first diss, so it wasn't good counteractive. I think also as well, to like listening to it, whoever did the sound mixing did like a horrible job. Like, the sound, like the instrumental or the sound is louder than Steph's voice. Like, Steph sounds very drowned out. Even in the beginning, she's like struggling to catch the beat. The beat isn't as like, one thing that Jada has flow, Jada has cadence. She wasn't just dissing, she was like, the song is so like, Jada's London bed is like, currently, somebody even said it on Twitter that like people are using it as like a makeup, like, on TikTok, as the girls are putting on their makeup, London bed is playing in the background. I don't know whether people are doing it to show their support for Jada, or like they just like the song, they don't know that, but I think that's everything that you can pick apart of Jada's song. Like, the music is very like, you're still like, you're vibing to it, there's bars in there, there's disrespectful lyrics, there's everything in there. But whereas with this one, with like Stefflon Don, like, I don't think it was like, it wasn't a good like match to you know, London bed. And that's why I think like that's why I was saying I'm mentioning the views, because like especially when I studied like journalism, I was told, especially when you do like I was sort of like told by my professors that like when you do like a TV story, you have like what was I think 30 seconds, 20 seconds. Sometimes like when you're listening to the radio, the TV, you've got like 20 or 30 seconds to like grab the reader's attention. And like, so if you, not the reader's, the listener's attention, like, you know, so if you're like say in the kitchen and you're, you know, cooking or something, you've got the TV on BBC News and like a good story comes on, you know, you want it to say an opening sentence or a shot that's gonna like leave people like watching, keep people's attention there. And I feel like that's what, like, gradually when you keep doing responses, people are just going to tune out, because nobody's just going to keep, you know, listening to your, it's very hard when someone does a diss to be able to come back and get the same amount of views, if not more. Majority of the time it's normal for this, like, this is to just dwindle in views, because people just aren't going to keep tuning in. And so if this is your response, and everybody, you know, people have heard London bed and everyone's like, oh, I wonder what Steph is going to say, I wonder what Steph's response is, and your response is this, and it's not very good, it's not very matched up, like you've lost that opportunity. Like people aren't going to tune into the next one, and you've lost that opportunity to be like, oh, I remember when this person said this. So that is actually like, Dead Girl Walking was a massive letdown, especially for someone's caliber, and someone like Steph's caliber. And I'm also saying as well, like for Steph as well, like it's one thing to say that, like, you know, on paper Steph has the hits, like I've mentioned in the beginning, she has Hurting Me, Senseless, she has all these songs, 16 shots that are hits for hits. Jada, in comparison, doesn't have that compared to Steph. But you can also say that someone is good at, you know, when Steph takes her time, gets into the studio, links up with the correct writers, like she's good enough to create good music, like 16 shots. But that doesn't mean that she's a good like rapper and has good punchlines. And with just because Jada has, you know, like good punchlines and flow, she's a good writer, but maybe that might not, I don't know why that isn't really, you know, why like her music isn't as, you know, as mainstream as Steph's is. So yeah, and I feel like it's, you know, I feel like for this aside, also last thing before I go into the song, go into like the bars of this song, Steph's, like, if I took both London Bed and Dead Girl Walking, which is Steph's response to London Bed, and I played it to somebody who didn't know the two of them, you'd know like Jada's, her flow, her what she was saying, you know that you would know that she's dissing somebody. But with Stefflon, like I was a minute in and I was like, you're not saying anything, like you're not saying anything that's like, oh, you've got me hooked, like you're just playing around. And I don't know whether it's because she just sees Jada as beneath her, but it's not gonna end well the way you think it's gonna end well. So yeah, like that's mainly to Steph. So Steph says, I'm gonna beat around the bush, and you will chat out your mouth for the clout. You know, do no Instagram badness talk. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, you're not ready for the top girl war. Like basically saying that like, I don't beat around the bush. Like, you know, I don't beat around, like I'm gonna always direct my responses to somebody, which is also like, that obviously, once again, contradicts herself. Like, because Jada had been asking her, is it me that you're talking about? Steph was beating around the bush. And then, yeah, she says that like, you know, Steph does a lot of Instagram talk, but also it's also contradicting, because even in this whole beef, Steph has also used Instagram. Like, you've also been on Instagram on your, maybe not on Instagram live, like Jada has actually been on Instagram live, like after every response, like talking, but mainly like Steph has also, you have been on the, you know, your stories, writing stuff like about the diss. So once again, like, sort of take your own advice. And she says like, twinkle, twinkle, little star, plays on the, you know, the name Twinkle that Jada calls herself. You know, you're not ready for the top girl war. Like, you're not ready. I'm a top girl. You're not ready for this war sort of thing. Me, I kill a girl. I'm going to kill a girl, leave her in a bloodbath, send you to meet God. Have you tripped and fall? Have you bust your head? Did you take cocaine? Like, you basically accusing Jada of taking cocaine. Yeah, so basically it's basically the good 45 seconds in the song. It's just her saying, this is what I'm gonna do to you. I'm gonna, like, you know, murder you sort of thing. And it's like, we've heard this about powerful people. Like, so there's certain powerful people in this world that, like, if you know, like, you know, they're so powerful and they know the right people that if you go out and speak against people, I know, like, yeah, like if you go out against them and speak out against them, like, you know, you're gonna be taken away from this planet, basically. But it's like, if that is what you're on and you're just like, oh, I'm gonna murder you, I'm a don, then why don't you just do that? Like, why are you responding? So once again, the contradiction, like, I'm gonna respond to this, I'm gonna write a this, I'm gonna do this. But if you are a don like you claim you are, why don't you call your peoples up and let them get the job done, like how a don would do? You know what I mean? So she says, kill you on the 10 man, you effed for 10 grand. You know, once again, and I think this was where Jada was like, actually, I didn't get 10 grand, I got 35 grand, haha, jokes on you. But once again, you can't shame a hoe for being a hoe. And then she says, Steph says, this is not over, no man, but the post you post on the gram, you dirty girl. And I remember this area, if you go back and listen to Dead Girl Walking, the bit where she says the post you post, this is the bit where she's struggling to catch the beat, and I was like, what? Like, she's just struggling. I don't know what it was, but the whole sound, the beat wasn't good. Like, I don't know, but obviously I'll give her the benefit of the doubt because she responded in, you know, was it 24 hours or 48 hours or something. So yeah, she says, me no half breed, me is a Kingstonian, them girl are salty like sodium, me step a mission, me never itch, me like popcorn, like me name Tone. So that was actually a bar. So she says, like, me no half breed, me is a Kingstonian, like I'm not biracial, I'm a Kingstonian. But I swear down Stefflon was Chinese, or she was claiming Chinese, because I once came up on a video of her teaching her son Chinese.
Today is Saturday. Today's weather is good. I am at home. My parents are not at home. I woke up at 7 a.m. today. You keep forgetting the wall.
Yeah.
But fine, okay. I had my breakfast.
That is Zalfan.
Woshi Zelfan Lee.
So I was a little bit like, oh, so I don't really get what she says, but me is not half breed, me is a Kingstonian. Like, it sounds like there's a bit of identity issues, because what are you? Are you biracial? Because you can't be, anyway, I'm not going to go into it, but it's, once again, I've done all this whole biracial, can't be black conversation. I'm not going to do it again today. But she says, them get us salty like sodium, which is, you know, funny play on words, salty, sodium. Yeah, like if you look at I think the chemical breakdown of salt, it's got sodium in it. And then she says, like, I don't know what she says, but like she says something like, me never itch, like when it comes to a mission, me never itch, I popcorn like my name Tonian, which I think it was, that bar went over my head, but when I listened to that I was like, oh, okay. Like, one thing that Steph is good at is that she's good at gun bars, like when she talks about guns and how much she's a don and like shooting, like she connects then. But like when it comes to like dissing and doing the research, that's when she's lacking a little bit. So she says, like, you know, when it comes to like getting the job done, I'm never scared. I pop the corn. Like, popcorn is a Jamaican dancehall artist, like a Jamaican artist. So it's like, I pop can, like I'll pop you. Like my name is Tonian. So Popcorn is in a relationship with a girl called Tony Ann Singh, and I think she was the one that won Miss Universe or something. Yeah, so they've been together. She's just like, oh, I'll pop your con like Tony. Like, my name is Tony Ann. You get it? Like, that was a good bar. So she says, like, what's wrong with you? Like, didn't anybody tell you? So like, upon like coming saying nobody did inform them, like nobody told you that, like, you know, I was not to be messed around with, sort of thing. So she says, me gun stuck up like me kill girl for fun. Me gun done a clip on them, like I'm gonna like her more gun bars, like, you know, I have a lot of guns, they're so stacked up, and I like to kill girls for fun. I don't know whether she means in two ways, like I like to diss girls, like, you know, my pen game is so strong, I kill girls, I do this for fun, or like also like generally, like I have so many guns that I will shoot you for fun. She says that, like, you know, like I'll give you a clip, like, which is also another part of a gun bar or something like that. And she says, you suck more PUSSI than your batty boyfriend, and your coochie cheap, like anybody could rent it out. Like, so accuses Jada of, and I don't know whether she's talking about partisan, because I don't think partisan is part of the LGBTQ you know, obviously he's definitely not, because they wouldn't be in a relationship, but like that's a big accusation and nobody would believe that. I don't know, that didn't really land, like I said, as it should have done. And he basically calls Jada a hoe. Your coochie's cheap, anybody could rent it. So she says, you know, you talk about a nonce, you know, because obviously Jada referred to Steph's brother, obviously, as a speedo. Yeah, so she says, you know, you've talked about this, but you made a 17-year-old breed you. So, you know, calling Jada a hypocrite, like, oh, you're doing this, but hey, like, you know, you said this, but you have been in relations, which I don't want to call relations, because it's like it's a abuse of power. So like, yeah, you've been, you know, abusing your power on a 17-year-old. And then you tried to F my Batman cousin. Funny thing as well, like I remember being on YouTube time ago, and like this guy, like I saw like a thumbnail of like this guy, and I was like, oh, let me just click on it. It was like a vlog, and it was of Stefflon Don's cousin. Yeah, he's like really close to Steph, and obviously he often does vlogs of like, you know, him in Steph's house and them kicking it and stuff like that. So that's how when Steph, like in this, like when Jada and stuff like that were talking about their family, I knew who it was, because I knew who like they've been talking about, because it's like, oh, I've watched his vlogs like a couple of times. Like, I've just watched a couple of vlogs, and then yeah, like, so yeah, I'll try and put the thumbnail of the person I'm speaking about, so you can also, like, if you want to know who the members in the family are that she's speaking to, because he always used to do vlogs with like the whole family. So yeah, you can go and watch that, so you see who Jada was talking about, sort of thing. So she said like, you tried to like sleep with my gay cousin. Crazy accusation. And she said like, your mother should have swallowed you. So to be quite fair though, Steph has been more kinder in her distance to Jada's family, but whereas Jada was like, no holds, I'm not holding anything, anybody in your family can get it, you, your mother, your cousin, your this, your that, everybody can get it, like, sort of thing. So yeah, she said your mother should have swallowed you, like, you know, you shouldn't have been here, basically. And then she says, stink pussy girl, you have an odor. Like, Jada says Steph stinks, Steph says Jada stinks. Like, maybe instead of Burna Boy getting this person a Cullinan and getting this person a Birkin, she should have gotten them both Baccarat Rouge, get them all perfume, because this person says this thing, this person says that this thing. It's crazy. So yeah, so one thing that Steph says is that me hear you tried to fuck the Dread Boy Sosa. And I don't know who Sosa is. I don't know whether she's alluding to Chief Keef, because I know Chief Keef calls himself so, or people call him Sosa as well. So I don't know whether she's talking about Chief Keef, but or there's like a different guy called Sosa. And then she says like, you never in the blog for your music. Only time you're in the blog is when you suck dick, which is interesting though, because like, yeah, like the last time that Jada was, like the first time I heard about Jada was because she was going back and forth with Shenseea. Then like, then obviously there was another, like a couple of weeks ago, she made the blogs again, because Megan Thee Stallion's Cobra, people were alluding to the fact that Jada must have slept with, like, yeah, Jada must have slept with Paddy, because yeah, like Megan says that like, I caught him getting, you know, his D sucked in the same place I'm sleeping, and people were like, oh, well, your ex-boyfriend is Partisan is currently in a relationship with Jada. So obviously all the fans started going at Jada, and Jada responded and said, oh, it wasn't me, it was, you know, I would never do that, sort of thing. So yeah, so she also says like, Mancy, you love the drink piss, like she like to drink piss, and then which is like just a stupid, it sounds like high school bars, like, you smell, you drink piss, your mom should have swallowed you. Like, they're not connecting. Then she says, shoot up which Cullinan, may kill them in at the back where the Uzi bang, which I like that bar. She's like, you know, because Jada said, oh, I'm gonna find a guy to shoot up your Cullinan, and Steph says, you're gonna shoot up whose Cullinan? I'm gonna be at the back, like, you know, of the car with my Uzi, which is like another word for a type of gun, like I'm gonna like cut you down with the Uzi, like you're not coming for me, like I'm never lacking, sort of thing. And then she says something with a Kelly bag. She says Kelly bag, cool it down, almost like, oh well, you're here being gassed up, hyped up over a Birkin bag. I've got a Kelly bag, like cool down. Which I don't know if there's any of the fashion girlies in, you know, that are watching this, let me know, because I swear down a Birkin is better than a Kelly. But anyway, hey, a mess is a mess. You know, I cannot afford any of them, so I'm not going to judge anybody. This person has a Birkin, this person has a Kelly. Well done, okay? Well done, you're super rich. Me, I cannot afford it. So, yeah, so she says, like, Jada, you're a traitor. You go marry something for the papers. Like, I think, and obviously somebody has, you know, some people have been posted. There's been a couple of pictures floating around on Twitter that has that, like, Jada has been married before, like, or Jada is either still married or like, yeah, she's not married to Paddy, she's married to somebody else, sort of thing. And I find it funny because somebody was like, oh, it's funny how like Megan is like, Paddison came out sort of crying. It was like, oh, Megan Thee Stallion is such a hoe, like I can't be in a relationship with her, like sort of thing. People defended him, so people were like, oh, I wonder if he's gonna stay in the same, he's gonna keep the same energy with Jada, when Steph has said that you've slept with all of these men. Like, is Paddy gonna separate himself from Jada now? We'll never know. So he says that, like, so yeah, so Steph says that, like, you've been married before and you did it for the paper. So I don't know whether it's for wealth, like money, or you did it also for the papers to gain entry into the US, I'm guessing, or something like that. So she says, Jada, you're a traitor, you're the biggest embarrassment to Jamaica. Imagine saying Jada Kingdom is your baby mom. And it's so funny because, like, in the whole song, she's speaking in patois. She's got like the whole Jamaican accent going on. In that verse where she says, imagine Jada Kingdom is your baby mom, she says it in a London accent. Like, it's weird, like she switches it off and on. And I was like, I thought you said you were a real Kingstonian. Like, you know, I'm joking. Yeah, but like, that was funny. Like, oh, like I'm a real Kingstonian. And then like the London accent just creeps right in when she says, imagine saying Jada Kingdom is your baby mom. Like, that's London accent galore. So then in the end, it ends with Asian Doll. And then Asian Doll is basically saying that, like, because at one point Asian Doll and Jada Kingdom were friends, and now they're no longer friends. And Asian Doll basically said, I brought her around my gang, like I brought her around like my friends, and she tried to like sleep with everybody. And you know, she tried to get somebody in my, you know, my gang, like addicted to drugs. So once again, calling Jada a druggie. And then once again, everything that I've said, these are not my words, these are what I'm interpreting. These guys have said it. You brought the beef, I'm dissecting it. So then she's also, Asian Doll is also saying that, like, Jada has some sort of STI, and she gave it to someone, like the guy was like running from her or something. So yeah, crazy. So also sort of, I find it funny because when people say that, like, you know, people have been friends with somebody and it's like, oh, like she used to do this, she used to do that, like my friend used to, like my so-called old friend, like tried to sleep with everybody. Then it's like, you know, if she did all of this, and especially somebody that she didn't do it all in one go, you know, she was doing this, then she was doing that, and you were still friends with her, then, you know, birds of a feather flock together. Like, there's no way that I'm gonna say that, like, oh, I'm friends with somebody and my friend would have done all of that, and it's like I would just still turn a blind eye and didn't care. Like, I'm side-eyeing Asian Doll, but Asian Doll has been like known to be messy, sort of thing. So then Jada Kingdom, who responds with Steph Lazarus. So this is a crazy breakdown. So Jada Kingdom responds with Steph Lazarus, and if you don't know, obviously in the Bible, Lazarus rose up from the dead. Like, he, you know, he was awoken again. So that's why it's like, you know, Jada Kingdom called it Steph Lazarus, because it's like, I killed you, but you, for some reason, you've rose again. Like, let me call you Steph Lazarus. The Lazarus in the Bible was like a good man. Like, he was like a poor man, sort of thing, like, you know, and like he was rose up from the dead by God. So I don't think Jada, like, that is a meaning that Jada thought it was. Although, like, obviously it means literally, like, you rose up from the dead, you're Lazarus. But like, the reason why Lazarus was a good person, like, I mean, I'm hoping that, like, I don't know Steph from a kind of paint, but like, you know, it's not, maybe it wasn't, I don't know, like, it's not given the connotations that she thought it's given. But anyway, Lazarus rose up from the dead. So the reason why Jada called it Steph Lazarus is because, you know, I mean, in London bed, Jada thought this was it. and I've buried you in this song. But now you've come back again, you've responded, you must be Lazarus. So Lazarus is currently at 626k views. So it's already beating like I think one of Steph's responses. Like it's already up there. And it's got 55,000 likes. So once again, the like count is higher than Jada. And I mean, I don't know who decides the beef, but hey, I would say that if you've got the most likes, you've got the most buzz around you, I say that. But obviously it doesn't take anybody to look at the bars and look at the punchlines and know that Jada is the winner. So obviously Jada says, you know, your name must be Steph Lazarus. You rise from the dead and give me a chat. How's this possible? Like, so you must be called Steph Lazarus. Like, you rose from the dead and now you're talking to me, like talking all this rubbish. Like, how's this possible? Who put you in the... I think, yeah, I didn't get this bar until like I listened to it like one last time before, like while I was doing my notes. And she said like, who put you in the mid? They must know you can't tackle. I think it's like a football bar. Like, who put you in the midfield? Who put you in the team? Like, you can't tackle. Basically also like, which is something that I've been sort of thinking that like a lot of the bars and a lot of the things that Steph has been saying are not connecting. They don't make sense. So it's like, why would her team allow her to put this out? Or her friends? Like, she sounds like she has a lot of yes men around her. Like, you know, didn't pick apart this and say, instead of saying this, why don't you say this or put this in, or actually do your research and do like your sort of thing. So that's, you know, saying that like, you know, whoever allowed you to do this is an idiot, because they know that you can't tackle, you can't do the job, sort of thing. And then what you know about... She said, what do you know about war, pussy? Come here, make me gather you. Like, what do you know about a war? Like, come here, like, I'll get you all the way together. And she's like, you don't know how your family overseas are do. Sacrifice your daddy, you should have sacrificed your brother too. Crazy. So she says that like, you know, let me tell you about your family overseas, overseas and online. Like, I'm telling you, your family, whether they're in Jamaica, whether they're in London, let me tell you their business. So she's like, she accuses Steph of sacrificing her father, which is a crazy accusation to make. And she says that like, you know, with the allegations that have surrounded your brother, like I said, it's still going to be all be alleged and stuff like that, because, you know, from what I've known, like there's not been a conviction or a charge or anything like that. So like I said, you can't go around saying things about people if it's not true. You will get sued. So I hope you have your money. So she's like, oh well, if you've done this to your dad, then hey, if your brother is allegedly doing this to minors, then, or has done this to a minor, then, you know, your brother should be next, sort of thing. And she said, stop pick up badness and go read your little son a book. Like, stop picking up drama and starting drama. Go and read your son a book. So talking about Steph's son, and she says like, man, I turn you into a puppy show, that's not a good look. So she says like, I don't know what puppy show means, but I think it's like a laughing stock, I'm guessing, from what, like, you know, reading about it. Like, I'm guessing it's like, you know, a man, I'm guessing she's referring to Burna Boy. Burna Boy has turned you into a laughing stock. You know, that is not a good look. That is not a good look of someone of your caliber, an artist as big as you. It's not a good look. And she says something about, it says, wrist and your foot get broke, don't size up. Like, no, you end up like breaking your feet, you end up breaking your wrist, like playing with me. Like, don't size up to me. Like, I'm not the one, I'm not as easy as you think I am. I'm not as an easy opponent as you think I am. So basically says, you are the only girl means to give you a good free FUCK. So she's basically saying that like, obviously, like, even though, this is Jada saying that like, yeah, even though I sleep around, I've known like, I'm a proud hoe, as I say, for you, I'll give a free, I'll sleep with you. I was not even like meaning like I'll sleep with you, like I'll actually sleep with you, but she's like, I will F you up, like I'll give you a free, this is me doing it to you for free. Normally I would charge to, you know, FUCK people, but this is a free, like I will violate you for free. I will actually, like, this is, you know, when I'm going into the studio and I'm writing these bars, this is free. Like, I'm doing you a favor. Like, for you it'll be free. For anybody else I'll charge. So she's like, Masika and Tory Lanez. So Masika is another Jamaican artist. Tory Lanez, you know, the shooter of Megan Thee Stallion. He you know, she said, oh, they released their male cells in her reproductive cells in her mouth. Yeah, that is there's nothing PG about these bars, like they're crazy. But she's like, yeah, Massacre and Tory Lanez came in your mouth. Yeah, so they release their male reproductive cells in your mouth. And this is interesting. She says Drake never give you the song, but you gave him a good suck.
Yeah, Drake. Drake. The nigga that got bodied by Pusha T. The nigga that hiding his kid from the world, but his world wouldn't hide from the kid.
Like saying that like Drake never, give you a song, especially because everybody knows a Drake feature carries weight. Like when Drake does a song with you, it's known to be good. It's known to chart and get you to #1. So it's like you thought that you were gonna collaborate with Drake and he was gonna get you to #1 and give you all this clout and fame and give you a successful song, but you just gave him you just put your mouth around his genitalia and he gave you nothing. You got nothing out of it. You didn't even get a song out of it, which is crazy. But it's not even like, it's really sad to know that even as women in the industry, like if they don't do things like this, like they're not getting songs and they're not getting, like, it's actually really sad if you think about it. But like, yeah, so then she says like, you was not a gangster, let's be realistic. Anywhere me broke, me go deal with you wicked. Like, you're not a gangster, you're not as bad as who you say you are. Like, if I see you, anywhere that I see you, it's on site, I'm gonna deal with you. I'm gonna finish you, sort of thing. She's like, you take a whole day to drop a song, me not impressed. You fuck your uncle, that's an incest. Crazy allegation, another crazy allegation. Like, literally, I'm guessing they probably had to drag Jada out of the studio. So she's like, right, she's like, I have to take a whole day for me. It took a whole day for you to drop a song and it's not impressed. Like, it's not, like, I'm not impressed. And Jada alleges, well, these are Jada's words, they're not my words. She says that Steph is in relations with her uncle. Sad, crazy. And then she says like, keep the drug for you a princess. Could your people sell coke and it makes sense? Like basically saying that like, you accuse me of taking coke and being a druggie. It's actually, you should keep that. Like you are the cooks, you sell drugs and your people sell drugs. And she's like, you just expose yourself because you love clout. If you go and watch, she says if you go and watch something, you know that it's you, that's what I'm talking about. So both of them are accusing each other of, you said you were talking about me, you said you weren't talking about me. But Jada's like, you love, which she has a point. Like, you can't say that like, oh, I'm beneath this or I'm above this beef, but you keep responding. Like, if you think that you're up here, you wouldn't respond to someone like that. Like a Beyonce would never address like Beyonce doesn't address anybody, but Beyonce would never address like these new age R&B girls like a Summer Walker. Like Beyonce would never, if Summer Walker came out and said something about Beyonce, she knows better because the Beehive would drag her for filth. But Beyonce would never address a Summer Walker. Like if you are up here, I'm not really comparing Steph to Beyonce, but I'm saying that if you think you are up here, you would never address someone that you thought was beneath you, sort of thing. So she says, the boy was never 17, shit him off. Without found, like, I actually giggled, I actually kikied at this statement. So Steph says that, like, the boy was never 17. And that's one thing that Jada does. She almost takes the piss out of herself. She takes the piss out of herself, like, a little bit, which I think is funny, lighthearted. Like I said, you can't shame a hoe. Like, if you've said that, like, Jada was like, if you've said that I've slept with someone for 10 grand, I'll actually correct you because I didn't sleep with someone for 10 grand. It was actually 35 grand. And just like that, she says, the boy was never 17. I have slept with people, but I have never slept with a 17-year-old. And she sort of like pokes fun at Steph and says Miss Shitty Mouth. So it refers back to London Bed where she said that Steph likes to eat booty. So she says, your brother breed a 14-year-old and you bail him out and go give her mother hush money. She was like, allegedly your brother, well, it's allegedly because like I said, I don't want any problems, but your brother has, gone and like, she's like, obviously, let's go back and talk about your brother. Like he has been accused of, well, Jada didn't say accused, me, I'm going to say accused for my safety. So she was like, your brother has been accused for breeding a 17-year-old and you not only build him out, because it's one thing where it's like, you know what, this is actually my brother. Like, the way the world sees him is the way the world sees him. But at the end of the day, this is who she grew up with. That's her brother, right? So she bailed him out. But the thing that's even worse is that you went and gave him bail money. And I feel like that's where the comparison to Nicki Minaj, while Stefflon does mom tried to compare herself to, you know, to Nicki. I mean, I don't think Nicki gave hush money. I don't know that I know of. I don't know what she was accused of. I do know that like Nicki did pay for her brother's like legal bills while he was like trying to, you know, go to court to fight that case. But yeah, like, you know, that's why, you know, Stefflon Don tried to throw Nicki under the bus, like, sort of thing. But I think, yeah, it's one thing to bail out your brother and be like, try and contest his innocence, but it's another thing to go and give someone hush money and tell them to keep their mouth shut, especially as a, you know, as a woman. Like, where's your loyalty, sort of thing. But once again, these are all alleged, and these are all Jada's words. These are not my words. So she says, Jada then says, you're a baby, you go find a girl to team up with, you're crazy. Like, you know, you've gone, like, you're such a baby, like, you're, you know, grow up, like, you've gone to find my Asian doll just to team up with you, like, crazy, like, you look sad, sort of thing. Say you're a top girl but you're a dry cry. I don't know what dry cry means, but I'm guessing it means like loser. It means like maybe another word for baby, like, you know, you're saying that you're this top girl, you're this bad girl, but you're actually a loser, sort of thing. And then she says, my PUSSY stay upon your mind, you have a botch body and me can defend myself how I feel like so my coochie stays in your mind, like, which is like basically saying that like you've talked more about my sex life, you know, in these past, you know, songs, and you have a botch body, and basically she says that I can defend myself how I feel like, which is, you know, once again interesting because, you know, you, mainly Stefflon Don, has released this song That, which is the one that started everything, and now you cannot gauge how somebody responds. You have gone and subbed somebody, you said, hey, if the cap fits, wear it. She's responded, and especially in the best way possible, and you're here crying saying that, oh, you can't talk about my family, you can't do this, you can't do that. And it's like, I'm going to defend how, what Jada is saying, I'm going to defend myself how I feel like. You cannot, beef doesn't have a formula, anybody can get it. Like, you know, don't start if you know, don't start if you know you can't finish. So Jada then says, me are the baddest, me are the last one stand. Like, I'm gonna make sure that I'm the last one standing in this beef. I'm the baddest, I'm better than you, sort of thing. And she's like, you are like light work, you're a quick slam bam, like this was easy, like it's a quick slam. And Jada has proved that it's easy because sis has been going into the studio every day writing bars. Like, I know her pen has smoke coming out of it because she must have been in the studio writing like mad. And she was like, my gun no effing jam, like my gun doesn't jam. So basically saying that, like, if you want to talk about gun talk, let's talk about gun talk, because I've got a gun too and it doesn't jam, sort of thing. She says stop calling my name, so basically stop sending for me. Relax yourself before me reach London, find your house and burn it down. And also I wanna, yeah, so she's basically saying like, I'm gonna relax, you know, stop coming for me because I'm gonna come to London, find out where you live, I'm gonna burn your house down, right? Crazy, because during this verse, if you go back and listen to Steph Lazarus, like the cadence and the flow of this actual verse is insane. Like, I was trying to like listen out for the bars, but her flow was literally, I was like, how is she even, like, what does it even sound like? I would have paid good money to listen to her in the studio, like the live version of her in real life singing this, because the flow was actually unmatched. And I don't really like think a lot of people were talking about it, like, you know, I'm not gonna attempt to say how she was saying it, but if you go back and watch, like, and listen to the cadence in that area where she starts saying like, relax yourself, like, when I reach London I'm gonna burn your house down. And you know, she says like, dirty bitch, you must be done, I don't give a fuck no more, if you don't stop I'm not done. So she's like, you know, it has to end with me, so I don't really care anymore. Like, if you don't stop and you don't end this, I'm not done. I'm gonna keep going back to the studio and laying you out. And she's like, they didn't warn you, you know you got the right one. And that's my favorite part, especially when you listen to it, like, when she's like, they didn't warn you, you know I'm the right one. Like, I can't repeat, I don't know how she did it, but the flow, the cadence in that was insane. Like, literally, like, Jada is so good. So she's like, yeah, they didn't warn you, like, I'm the right one. Like, I know that people also refer to that when Steph first responded. They were talking about, I think, Jada's response to Shen Yang. That was like years ago. Jada made a diss track against Shensia called Sheng Heng. And like, yes, people were like, she must not have heard the Sheng Heng because she would have never have played with Jada if she had known that. And she was like, kill your whole generation, your mom is the first one. So like, you know, Jada has talked about the brother, she's talked about the father, she's talked about the sister, she's talked about the cousin. She was like, now your mom gets it too. And she's like, I'm gonna kill your whole generation, right? And she says like, tell your mom. And I had to listen to this a couple of times because I wasn't getting it. But she was like, tell your mom to leave the young boy, make him fuck the young girl them, right? So I was like, what does she mean by that? And I'm guessing, I don't know, I really don't know, but I'm guessing Jada's referring to the fact that the mom either might be a cougar or might be in a relationship with like a younger boy. So Jada's saying like, tell your mom to go leave the young boy and let him leave the young guy that she's messing with, the guy who's way too young for her, leave him and go and let him mess around with a girl in his age group. Like leave the young boy alone, let him go around and mess with somebody in his age group. And then she says like, she wanna go fuck Beanie Man. That ain't no hearsay. And obviously her saying that ain't no hearsay is crazy because she's that. This is what I'm deciphering. Like, please correct me if I'm wrong. But she's like, she accuses and she says that like her mom went and slept with Beanie Man, who's also another like Jamaican iconic dancehall artist. Like she says that like, yeah, your mom slept with Beanie Man, and she says that ain't no hearsay. Like it's not even he said, she said. Like this is like Jada is saying that like this is facts, like for her, like they ain't no hearsay. Like I think like hearsay or like here, I think also the word is like heresy. I think it's like known as like, oh, it's not he said, he said, she said. Like this is straight facts sort of thing. But hey, these are not my words, these are Jada's words, these are not my facts, these are Jada's facts. So she says she dashed pussy from when she had you in her belly. Like so even when she had you in her belly, she was still giving it out to every man. And then she says like, it's a family thing, you breed from when you're 15. So I'm guessing, so Jada said, I'm guessing this hoeing runs in your family, because if your mom was giving, when your mom had you in her belly and she was giving out puss, then it's a family thing, because you're also, you were pregnant at the age of 15. At the age of 15, you were also giving it out, something crazy. So then it's like focus on yourself or what you want with me. Like I don't know, even in the way that she says that verse, go back and listen to all that I'm saying, like the verse with the find your house and burn it down, like the cadence that is like, I don't know how to even recreate it, sort of thing. It was, just go back and listen to it. And also the bit where she says focus on yourself, like what you want with me, like that. The way she says that as well, I was like, oh God, Jada. Like, it's like she was on something. Like, she was not really on something like on drugs. Like, she was not letting up in that studio. So she's like, go focus on yourself. Like, what do you want with me? Like, why are you still coming at me? And she's like, because basically, like, Jada's saying that you've got a lot of fish to fry. Look at what your family is doing. Look at what your life looks like. And like, focus on yourself. Focus on this. Don't focus on me. And then she says, me no have to sit down with no girl and plan. Fuck batty man. Since you need backup, go. Oh yeah. So this is like the ending little credits part. So she says like, I don't have to sit down with no girl and plan anything, like, and which makes sense, because in her song, Jada, in her response, Jada has just said, this is what these people have told me, this is what your friends have told me, this is what I found out, and this is what Burna Boy has told me. Never has she, gotten someone to come on the mic and like, record it. It's almost like, oh, she's saying to Steph, you need backup, I don't need backup. So she's like, I don't have to sit with a girl and plan anything. And I didn't sleep with your she's like, I didn't sleep with your batty. She says, me no fuck batty man. Like I don't sleep with anybody that's gay. And she says, since you need backup, go call your stud auntie, your batty man cousin, your drag queen nephew for come talk for you. So obviously, like I said, I'm gonna put the person's like her cousin's channel that I came across. Like I was just scrolling on YouTube and it was recommended. And I was like, who's this guy? And I was like watching his vlogs and I was like, oh, he must be related to Stefflon, because everything he does is he's always around Steph. He's always in their house. And I think from what I gathered across like the videos, like I knew that they were related. So yeah. So if you want to know what these people look like that he's talking about, that Jada's talking about, that vlog channel is the place to go. Like you will, by watching just a couple of 2-3 vlogs, you will know who the people look like. It's good to put a face to their name, if that makes sense. So she's like, and I think her bringing up the fact that these are all members of the LGBTQ, I thought it was like, I don't know whether it's, obviously if anybody has a different meaning, then by far please share it with me. But I thought she means that like, because like people in the LGBT community, meaning like mainly gay men, are known to like being able to like are known to basically have the best arguments. I'm really known to like argue with people and like, you know, sort of thing. So I think maybe like this is her saying that like, you know, you're not good. Go find, you know, someone of like the LGBTQ plus community who are known for arguing, who are known for, you know, getting down. Like, you know, if I need to get I need to get rid for filth, I need a gay man to do it for me. Like that's what Jada is saying. Like, go find someone from the LGBT, like your family is filled with members of the LGBT community. Go find them so that they can give you a better argument and a better way to diss me. Like, you need help, basically. And then she says like, the same Christian girl you put up on the intro sells pussy, like also sells pussy. Like, so she basically saying that like, this wasn't really in the song, but on Twitter I heard it. Like, there was a snippet of the song, which is crazy because Steph said, you know, she had a response, and Steph was like, oh, I will, you know, so the dead girl walking, Steph put it on Twitter and was like, and I think she also put it on Instagram as well. She was like, oh, if I get 100k comments, which 100k comments is crazy. Like, I think obviously 100k likes with someone of Steph's caliber, like, you know, she's got millions of followers, stuff like that, it would have been easy. I mean, I don't think she got her 100, I think it would have been harder, but like 100k comments, like 100,000 people to comment something, especially when she was specific and she was like, comment a coffin emoji. Like, do you know how difficult that would be to get? And I think somebody captioned it, I was like, please like keep it, because we're not getting 100k comments. Like, you're not getting 100k comments. And I don't think that she ended up getting 100k comments because she released it anyway. So but in the snippet there was like a girl saying like, Jada basically sleeps with anybody. And it's funny because Jada responded to that, like took a video herself mocking the girl, being like, Jada F cat, Jada F rat, Jada F dog, and she was like dancing to it, sort of thing. So she was like, the same, they just said that this girl that you went and found, that you put in the intro to that song, she is also like, she's claimed she's a Christian girl, but she also sells her body. Like, so that's also contradicting everything. And then I don't know who was in Jada. So if you listen to the Steph Lazarus, who I don't know who was in the outro. I kind of feel like it must have been Steph, but I don't know who it is. I don't know what they're saying. So if you listen to Steph Lazarus and you're good at patois and can also decipher what that person's saying, please leave it in the comment below and I'll pin it up. And then so lastly, it ends with Stefflon responding this morning with Dead Girl Talking, and it's 173k, like 173,000 views currently, but it was only released like 11 or 12 hours ago, and it has 16,000 likes, and it's currently at number 17 trending. So so it starts with Jada's Instagram live in the intro, and I think it's Jada saying that like, oh, everything that she's saying is true and blah blah blah. And so basically Steph says, you suck your mother, she says, suck your mother, you dash your baby duppy dem haunt you. I feel like this response was better than Dead Girl Talking, was much better than Dead Girl Walking, because I think Dead Girl Walking, Steph was being around the bush. Like, you heard her say some interesting things, but she left it till the end. So by then, like, if you take what I said like a while ago about keeping the listeners and the viewers' concentration up, I clicked, like the first time I listened to it, I clicked off that video like halfway through, because I was like, this is boring. But it wasn't until like when I decided to make this video, I was like, okay, let me go and actually listen to it over again. And then I caught some extra bits and I was like, oh, so this is, no, Steph has said this is interesting, but it's because she, like, you have to come out the gate swinging. Like, you have to come out with your best bits in the first couple of seconds, because you want to keep people listening, want to keep people tuned in. You don't just save everything to the end or just drop a bit here and there, because it's just not going to make sense. So Dead Girl Talking was significantly better than Dead Girl Walking. But like I said with beef, it's that like, there's not a lot of people who are going to keep listening and keep going back and forth. I mean, it's a trending topic now, but the best of the best viewings and the best people that tuned in would have been early on. It's like Jada right now, if she even drops a third response to Steph after this, it's not gonna beat Steph. Like, it's not gonna beat London like land in bed. It's not even like Steph Lazarus is still doing well. Like I think it's gonna get higher views compared to anything that Steph has dropped, but it's not like it's gonna struggle to beat land in bed, because I think some people would have tuned out. Some people were like, oh, third response, I'm not listening to that. So I feel like you have to always put your best foot forward, because it's, you know, that's the prime attention you're gonna get. So you can't then like, you can't save anything to the end. Or you can't be like, oh, now I'm gonna write this in my third response, now I'm gonna write this. Like people would have tuned out by then. So yeah, so that was also like a letdown. But Dead Girl Talking, Steph is coming straight out the gate swinging, and she's like, suck your mother, girl, you dash your baby and your baby duppy, them a haunt you. Like I think she's saying that, like she's saying that Jada, these are Steph's words, these are not my words. She's saying that Jada got, and you know, the dead baby, you know, the baby ghost is haunting you. And she says, tells her to suck your mother, which is a very popular, you know, Jamaicans love saying that, suck your mother. And so she's like, you will talk about incest when your daddy did a fuck you, which is crazy, because Steph is saying that Jada slept with her, which is not even sleep with, like has been groomed or abused. Because, and it's sad that like Jada said that Steph has done bits with her uncle. Steph has said that Jada has done bits with her like her father, which is like, I think I don't know about you, but I'm looking mainly at the men, like why these men are still around. Like it's just, this isn't normal. Like it's sad on both ends, the father, the uncle. Like these men should be removed, and I hope that they're in jail for this, because this is crazy. Like no, this is crazy, and this is very, very sad that these men would abuse their power like this too. I don't know what age that this was going on, not that it matters, but it's still not right. So hey, but beef not get formula, so beef doesn't have a formula. It is what it is. So she says like, nobody loves you. You think that like that I was gonna allow you to like, you know, sing about my family. So she says like, bitch, nobody I love you, make you sing about my family. Not so like, you know, nobody loves you. Which I don't know, it's interesting, because you know, Steph doesn't have a lot of, you know, people, because Jada knows so much information about Steph. Like she's been able to, you know, say a lot of things about Steph. But it seems as though like Steph doesn't know a lot about Jada. And although like that's sad to be like, oh, nobody loves you, like it seems like you don't have family. But I think in Jada's defense, it's like, it's good that nobody loves her, because nobody can say, like her family can't come out and say random things about her. Like, you know, like we don't know. Like I think the best part of like about beefing about a diss and like getting to the studio writing a diss track is that you have to know so much about the person that you're dissing. And Jada did her homework. I don't think Steph did her homework. And I think it's one of those things where it's like, if Steph is a don that she claims she is, first of all, you wouldn't have come on like and done this, you know, beef thing on social media. Like you would have handled it the Don way. Anybody that knows a Don or like a Don lifestyle, like we look at like the Italian mafia, like a lot of the like if you watch a lot of like documentaries on the Italian mafias and stuff, how they go about things is that like they make calls, and it's like, oh, someone will handle you. Like I just make a call, and then, you know, that's the last time we'll ever hear about you. We don't go in the studio and write about the things I'm gonna do to you, sort of thing. So yeah, so she says like, you know, nobody loves you. Yeah, so that's also the reason why I mentioned the Don, is like, surely if you were a Don as well, you'd be able to make some calls and say, what do you know about Jada that I can use in this, and I can use like to sort of like, you know, knock her down a peg or two. So yeah, so then she says like, you are just dead. How you resurrect me, I put you back in your casket. Like you know, I thought I deaded you, now you're resurrecting, I'll put you back in your casket. So both of them are saying, oh, I killed you, put you back in your casket, you're risking up, this person's Lazarus, this person's coming out of the casket. Ooh, crazy. So this person is, so then Steph says, somebody just gone bust Jada face, that her duppy just a burn. How your mom's still a beggar and you still sell your cooch. And then what less girl, you better keep on your job. Birkin bag can't hype me up. Diamonds pon me chain. Oh yeah, I'll come back to that bit later. But basically she's saying I I think when she says that like somebody just gone, but Jada face, her duppy just a burn, I think she's like saying that like this is a story that they're gonna hear about you, that like, or somebody's just, somebody has just gone and bust Jada's face, like, and now she's a ghost, or like she's no more. So basically saying that like this is how it's gonna end with you. This is what I'm gonna do to you, sort of thing. That is like my interpretation of this. And then she says that like, your mom, Jada's mom, is still a beggar, but yeah, you sell your cooch, you sell yourself. So she's like, you have made all this money, and then you've got a Birkin, you've got all of this, but yet your mom is a beggar. I couldn't help but think of, have you seen that video where that girl says, you left your mom in the hood? Like this Canadian girl, she's like, you left your mom in the hood? Like, I don't know why I was thinking about that. So,
and what I don't like is if the business is true that you left your moms in the hood, somebody go smoke that you. You don't leave your moms nowhere. You have money and you left your moms there? Yo, you're sick to my stomach, fam. But if it's not true, Shorty's just talking shit.
I was like, Jada left her mom in the hood. And now she's selling herself, even though she's got all this money, like from selling herself and stuff. So she says, worthless girl, basically worthless girl, you're a nobody, like, mind your business, keep on your job. She says a Birkin bag can't hype me up, like basically saying that like, look at you, ranting and raving about what Burna Boy gave you. Like a Birkin bag is nothing to me, it can't hype me up. And then she says, this is also a good bar. Like one thing about Steph, I think she had the good bars when she was just talking, like when she wasn't talking about Jada, like the bars were flowing, but I was like, apart from that, this response wasn't good enough. So this bar was good. She says, diamonds palm my chain, every eyes freeze up. So which is like a double, I think it's called double entendre, or like a double meaning. She says like, diamonds on my chain, like every ice freeze up, like as in like I've got diamonds on my chain, the ice is freezing up, like ice is freezing up, like diamonds sometimes is another word for ice, the ice is freezing up. But she also says like, when I wear my diamonds and the diamonds are on my chain, ice freeze up, like people's eyes freeze up, because they're like you look at the amount of diamonds on your chain, like that was like, oof. I was like, that bar connected. But so it was like, diamonds on my chain, every ice freeze up. Like diamonds, another word for ice, but also when I wear my diamonds around my neck, eyes freeze up, like people's eyes freeze up, sort of thing. She's like, plus a Rolls Royce, you have to try to keep up, like keep up with me. You've got a Birkin, I've got a Rolls Royce, which I sort of like want to talk about it a little bit in it, like now. I know that like people are going back and forth. I saw like a back and forth conversation happening on Twitter where someone was like, oh, a Rolls Royce is better than a car. Like people were comparing what, obviously Burna Boy buying Steph a Rolls Royce and Burna Boy buying Jada a Birkin, and people were saying, oh, this is better. Me, I cannot afford any, so one day I'll be blessed with a Birkin or a Rolls. But at the end of the day, like, let me not talk like I own any of them. But like in terms of like, if you really think about things like Birkin, not even like it's another thing taking Jada's side, but like Birkin actually carries more. Think about a car, like a car's depreciate. The moment you drive them out of their dealership, they're depreciating in value. If you buy a car for a certain amount of hundreds of thousands of pounds, like you can't resell it. No matter how expensive it is, Ferrari, sometimes you can't really resell it the same. So like a Rolls Royce Cullinan that was made in 2010 is not gonna cost the same as a 2024 Rolls Royce that's been made. Do you know what I mean? Like cars over time depreciate. Like, if you buy a Benz for, I don't know how much Benzes cost, I don't have one. But if you buy like a Mercedes Benz for, I don't know, like 50 grand or something, as you use it over the couple of years and you sell it, you're not going to sell it for the same 50 grand. But whereas Birkin bags, because they're handmade and like they don't make certain, sometimes they might make a certain type of Birkin, but then they'll stop making it again. Like they'll stop making it. So some Birkins are very rare, and so if you get a rare Birkin, a rare Birkin bag, and it's maybe like, I don't know, £300,000. I'm guessing. Like I said, I don't know the price of any of these things that I'm mentioning because I don't have them. But like yeah, so if you buy like a 200k Birkin and it's like a rare collectible, like it's rare, and then you sell it, you're not going to sell it for 100k or 50k, because or I've used it and I've worn it. Like, because it's rare, it's gonna go higher in value. So that's where the whole like, Birkins don't depreciate in value, and they're like a great asset because they're rare and they're handmade, and they're hardly ever made the same. There's a couple of like, I think, basics that are often made the same, like this, but a lot of them, like some of them are so special. Like I think some of them, like the crocodile skin ones or something, they're very rare, that like if somebody's selling them, they're obviously going to sell them higher than what they bought them for, because that bag isn't going to be made again. It's not going to be replicated again. So interesting conversation about the Birkin versus Rolls Royce conversation. So then she says that like, how you trying this the don't matter, 16 shots, send it up in your bladder. So she's like, how do you diss the Don, meaning me, like Stefflon Don, how are you trying to diss my mother? Do because in Stefflon Don's song 16 shots, she said like, no girl can't tell me about my mother, 16 shots will go up in your blood or something, like in patois. So she says like, didn't they tell you that like, how are you gonna talk about my mom? Like you never talk about the Don's mother because I'll send 16 shots in your bladder. And then she says that like, I brought my son up and I never killed him. So my coochie brings life, yours brings nothing. Crazy, I know, but that was a good is it good to say? No, it's not good to say. It's not good to talk about, but that was a bar, like like my coochie brings life, yours brings nothing. It does nothing for nobody, it does nothing for you. And I think Steph at one point says, you F a football defender. She says like, she rebuttals Jada, because when Jada said you sacrifice your father, should have sacrificed your brother. Steph says, sacrifice whose father? I believe in God. I will never put money over my family. So also going back to, when Stefflon in the same song, Dead Girl Talking, Steph says, your mother is begging. You left your moms in the hood, your mom is begging, yet you are still like, you're living this trife life and you're selling your coochie. Like, how about you take that money that you've been selling yourself for and give it to your mom? Let your mom have a good life. So she says like, unlike you, I will never put money over my family. And she says, this bit I actually liked, when Steph talks about, I don't know what it is, but she's very, very good at gun talk in her song. So she says like, me Benz are stopped where the fence drop. Like, they never see me coming. Like you just see the Benz pull up and I'll come, like it'll stop where the fence is dropped. And it means two things, like, yeah, you never see me coming, you just see me in the Benz, I'll pull up when your fence is dropped, I'll shoot, yeah? But also it means that like, you never see me coming, I'll pull up when you drop your guard, when you you forget about me. You never know, 5, 10, 15 years from now, it can be tomorrow, it can be tonight, it can be 5, 10, 15 years from now, when your defense has dropped, when you think, oh, this is over and done with, that's when my Benz is gonna pull up. And she says, fire burn 9 piece, leave them my friends. Like I'm gonna I think it says like, yeah, I'm gonna shoot 9 piece. I don't know, but it's like gun talk. Yeah, but I like that bit where she like, it's the double meaning. Like I'm gonna pull up when your fence is dropped. Like when your guard is down. I don't understand this bit, but she's like, I mean, I'll be in no London when me do the badness anywhere me show them Steph no cap. I don't really understand what she means by that. Yeah, I'm never in London when I do my dirty. I'm never in London when I do my dirt. I do my dirt in Kingston. I'm guessing is what she's talking about. And like she's saying that like, I always show them that I don't cap. Steph is never bluffing. And then she says like, Jada, you're not bad from nowhere. You just start to look pretty from last year, which I think is a lie, because when I first found out about Jada Kingdom, I thought she was gorgeous. Like she has a very pretty face, and that was 4 years. When she did that song Banana, that's how I found out. Like when she was beefing with Chinsia, I was like, oh, what kind of music does she make? And then I saw her she released Banana, and if you go and watch that video, she's gorgeous. Like she's a pretty girl. Like especially she has like short hair. I don't know how. 4 years now, I don't know where she's growing her hair out, but she had like a shaved head, and she's pretty. I don't believe it. I don't believe that Jada started looking pretty from last year. She's always had a pretty face. Well, in terms of body and like how she's like you know, going up in her body and like the ass is her bum is huge and you know she's maybe, but like apart from face, her face card has always been good, like since like years ago. So she says like before that you look like you never bathe. This bit was funny. She says, what water did to you that you never bathe? So she's like, before you start looking pretty from last year. Before that, you look like you never showered. You never had a shower in your life. But like, so what did water do to you that you stopped taking a shower? Like, what's your beef with water that you can't go take a shower? So that was like a kiki, like I did kiki at that statement. And she's like, and that's it. Like there are certain bits that she says, but it wasn't really worth noting down. Wasn't really worth deciphering. I know that like in the end, then it ends with a couple of people in the studio. Like again, sounds like a lot of yes men that were in the studio, you know, laughing about, you know, Jada's thing. And I was like, you have all of these people, but not one of them can pick your bars apart and say, hang on, you're being contradicting, or like this doesn't make any sense. And then and she did also end by saying, I took an extra day because some people have things to do. And that statement didn't do what you think it did. Like if you got things to do, you would have never responded to her in the first place. Like, you know, you're trying to make it seem like, oh, she's beneath you. Like, I don't respond to riffraff. But at the same time, what does that make you? Like, you know, if you deemed yourself in high esteem, you'd have left it at that you would have not thinking. And I think the best way that Steph should have played this was obviously come in swinging, just like she did in Dead Girl Talking, come out with bars and stuff like that. She should have addressed Steph. She should have addressed no, not Steph. She should have addressed Jada and everything that Jada said. So Jada talked about, you know, your brother. I know that like Steph like talked about it, but she never really talked about it. She was like, oh, you talk about my brother, let's talk about you, you know, doing this with a 17-year-old. Like she should have been like, no, this is how I feel about my brother. Like, you know, and it's like, I don't know, like at the end of the day, you know, people, that's why like, you know, whenever like somebody is on trial for doing something, like their parents are there and people are always like, oh, well, like, you know, because it's, if people see their, you know, their siblings differently or their family members differently than what the victim will see them as, or like the whole world will see them as. So yeah, so I feel like it was Jada, I mean, yeah, Steph should have mentioned that and been like, this is how I feel about my brother, like he's still my brother at the end of the day. She should have denied the hush money, because that was like a crazy thing for Steph. There was a lot of things that Jada said that Steph never addressed and was like, I'm not talking about that. So maybe in Steph's head, she was thinking, oh, I'm not going to address that because there's a lot of lies, but still, like, you should have addressed it and said it's a lie and why it's a lie. I think also she should have addressed Burner and been like, this is, you know, this is where we're at with him. Like, I think it would have been almost like taking a piss out of this man. Like, you know, I'm not fighting you about this man. Like, look at him. Like, the fact that like both of them are fighting about, oh, I got a Cullinan and I got a Birkin. Like, Burner is somewhere laughing in his, like, he should be laughing at this because he got what he wanted. Like, I mean, I don't know whether this is what he wanted, but, you know, even though like Jada isn't really fighting over him because she's in a relationship with Paddison, which is strange because has anyone thought like Paddison and Burna Boy look alike? Like, they don't look alike, like they don't look the same, but they're both like tall and dark and like, yeah. So yeah, so that's crazy. Obviously my opinion is that like Jada won, like hands down. You know, came with Steph with London Bed, came back again with thing, and I feel like that doesn't take away from the kind of artist that Stefflon is. I always think that like you can be a good musician, singer, you can write good music, but when it comes to dissing and like, you know, that's why even like sometimes not every rapper is good at like dissing and diss tracks, because there's a lot that goes into dissing than just rapping. Just like also like even like as someone that used to watch battle rap, I used to watch battle rap years ago, and there were some battle rappers who tried to go into the music industry, and a lot of them haven't been, especially the rap game, because they think it's easy, like, oh look, I do battle rap, but a lot of them don't have the cadence or the flow, because when you're doing battle rap, you're doing the same sort of like flow, like it's pretty difficult. So like just because somebody has, you know, millions of followers and she has like hits doesn't mean that like, oh, she's good at like dissing people, because it takes a lot. You have to call people up, you have to find your information about people, and Jada did her research, and the fact that like in 2 different responses and diss tracks, Jada, like, she had enough juice to do a second diss track and it still sounded good. Yeah, so that's crazy. I feel like obviously now what's left, I feel like I don't think that Jada should respond. It's just, you know, but at the end of the day, Jada did say it's gonna end with me. Like, I'm gonna keep going.
I'm telling you lot now, yeah? I'm not responding. I can't. It's a good song. I'm not gonna lie, it's a good song, but it's a bit too lukewarm. Do you get what I mean? It's a bit too lukewarm for me. After 2 days, you come back with this. This is the response. This is it. Who's pressuring you to do these things? Like, who will pressure you? Like, you don't know you're limited. It's a good song, but for a comeback, I'm not gonna lie. It's not cutting it. It's not cutting it for me. It's too lukewarm for me. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not doing anything. Like, but me have to give it. Me have to give it say you respond. And now it's even out. Alright. I feel like yeah, try remix some of the things so me don't tell you already. I'm only saying this because I'm not responding, yeah. It's if I respond, it's stupid. It's so dumb. It makes no sense. She's taking a piss right now. Like, I know she's doing this because obviously, you know, she's the bigger artist. She under pressure. Her family are this, her family are tell her this and whatever. So me understand say she do this because she under pressure. Like the beginning bad. Like she used my voice for the intro.
So I mean, Jada can carry it on, but I think she should go into the studio and write a good song. I feel like she might like write a good song, a catchy song, a song that's gonna get her, because now the eyes are on her now, and she's proved that, like, you know, she's a good artist. As somebody said, like, people are discovering Jada, like people who didn't know Jada are discovering Jada. So she should use this opportunity to release a really good song, especially that's like, you know, because none of these songs are gonna be in the clubs. Like, if these songs aren't good enough to like be in the clubs bumping on. So I think Jada should go and make a catchy song, probably diss Steph again in a couple of bars, like maybe 4 or 5 bars, address Steph so much as though that, like, it's almost like a taunt. Anytime that this song plays in your radio, I'm gonna make a song so good that even though that this song is played on the radio, in the club, everywhere that this song is playing, I'm gonna make a viral song and, you know, a catchy song that people are dancing to because it's like, you know, catchy and sort of thing. But like, I'm gonna dish you in there so that like that's gonna stay in there. Every time you hear the song, you're gonna hear me dissing you. It's kind of like almost like, you know, Nicki Minaj's Red Ruby the Sleaze. Like, you know, it's still like a good, like, you know, song, but she's dissing so many people. So it's like, you know, make a good song like that, like that's like a catchy song, like that I'm, you know, responding to. But, you know, anytime that you hear that song, you're gonna hear me, I'm gonna think about me, I'm gonna taunt you so bad. So I think that's what Jada should do, like start, you know, putting that in, like, in new music and get herself out there, because she's still young. Like, you know, she's, you know, in her mid-20s. Like, there's always time for her to be discovered. And you know, well, she's like sort of, she does make music, but like this is her time to really use this momentum to carry on. But I also think with Steph now, even though she's still you know, she's got these hits, and I think that like social media has such a short-term memory that like if Steph does releases a really catchy song in the next, you know, 2 weeks, people are gonna forget it and are gonna be back on Steph's. Because I think it's funny that like every social media post that you go on, people are sort of taunting Steph, like, oh Steph, you're losing this, Steph, this is not good. But like if Steph releases like a good catchy song in the next couple of weeks, people are going to forget it and are going to stream the song and are going to do well. But I think what this has done is has shown, because Jada came down as an underdog. Now this song, this, you know, battle and war has shown that like Steph is not untouchable. She's not the dawn like she says that she is. So anybody that like, because you didn't handle Jada, because like anybody can step to you now. Anybody will think that they can step to you now because, you know, you didn't deal with Jada, or you weren't really strong with Jada. So I'm going to come to you and watch. I also predict that like anytime that Steph beefs with anybody, they're going to be like at Jada Kingdom. You like, they're going to try and bring Jada into this. So it's like, it's crazy. But yeah, like let me know what you guys think about this. I've tried my best in deciphering everything. In my word, like I've done like 4 songs. Obviously if any of them respond, unless it's really, really good and they've got really good bars, I will not be coming back. But if you've reached this part, and because literally this video is going to be like an hour and 30 or hour and 40 minutes, I need to edit it, especially add like little bits as well to it. But if you reached this part of this video, thank you so much. Like I thank you for taking your time out of your day to like watch this video. I really appreciate it. Please like, comment and subscribe if you want to, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye guys.